Welcome, welcome. I have decided to make this screencast series called Digital Freedom. If you are like me, you spend a considerable amount of time every day in front of a computer screen of some sort, whether it's a desktop or a laptop or a little pocket device. And, of course, you want to have a nice environment, a nice experience. And you may have noticed that the computer world has changed considerably during the past few years. In the old days, I've been working professionally, you could say, with computers since the 80s. And in the old days, you got a computer and you got some software, and there you were on your own. But today, it's so much more complex. You have these huge corporations that your computer is right now often hooked up to as part of their ecosystem. You have Windows, Microsoft there, you have the Apple people there, you have the Google, and you have the Adobe. And they have changed policies. You used to just buy a piece of software and it was yours and that was it. But now it's all, about subscriptions, and it's about collecting as much information as they can about you, and to some or other draw you or lure you into spending time with their whatever software. So I got fed up with that, and I thought, I've been just instinctively trying to set up my own working environment, because that's really what it is, the way I want it, and be free from all the other stuff, just a tool for my job, right? So I'm just going to show you this, and of course it all starts with the operative system. Most people are on Windows, others are on Mac. I started off with 15 years on Windows, then I was so frustrated because I really honestly don't think it's a very good operative system. It's very clumsy and buggy and messy and makes you often entangled in fixing the operative system instead of just working on it. So I switched over to Mac in the beginning of 2000, and it was such a relief because it just works. And that's why many professionals in the graphics industry and so on, that's where I have been working mainly, basically exclusively use Apple. But now they became big and things happened, and I just wanted to get free. So what you see here on the screen, you may wonder, is it Windows? Is it Apple? No, it isn't. It's Ubuntu Linux. And I made this switch a year ago or something, and I want to tell that story a bit, of part of what I'm speaking about here, because it gives a clue to digital freedom, really. And today I want to just make as short as I can review by just showing basically my workplace, what I work with normally in my life. And the first program you see here open, it's called Krita. As I said, I come from the publishing industry. I've been working a lot with book production, pre-press stuff, video editing also. Now recently, since a few years ago, animation, making animated film, 3D animations, radio, audio recording. So I'm really, you could say, maxed out in the different creative fields of media production. That's my place. So, which I would say is some of the toughest things that you can use computers for. It really demands a lot from the software. So I was, during many years, depending on Adobe software, Photoshop, and all of those in design, and Final Cut for editing, video editing, and so on. And I thought, never could I switch over to Linux. But I tried it anyway. Now I'm double booting. I can boot into Windows or Linux, whatever I want, Ubuntu. But I find myself almost never booting into Windows, because I can do most of my stuff here. So I just want to show you quickly what I'm using. This is Krita. It's really nice one. It's free. It does a lot of what Photoshop does. If you can't do it in that one, you have this one called the GIMP. This is an old-timer. It's solid stuff, but I would say it's a bit outdated, but one of these two can generally do the job. So I very rarely need Photoshop. Now, for plain photo editing, I mean, if you want to find an equivalent to Lightroom, if you're into photography, you have Darktable basically, and another one which I forgot the name of, which basically replaces Lightroom. So I'm using this a lot because I'm doing a lot of photography. And then you have, or I have, this is what I work with, video editing. The best video editing software I ever have seen is DaVinci Resolve. I have to say it straight out. I've been working with Final Cut since Final Cut 5, and 5 and 7 were good. Final Cut X, 10, whatever you call it, is, many pros got completely turned off by that. And they switched over to Adobe Premiere, which I could never really, feel comfortable with. So I'm using Resolve since a few years, a year or so back, and it's just great. I love it. It's like the way that Final Cut was in the old days. This is a music video we're working on. It's very good, and it's for free. I have a paid version here because I want to support them, but you also get a few extra filters and effects and stuff like that. But I worked on the free version for quite some time, and it works fine. So this I can really recommend. It's professional stuff. It's made by Blackmagic Design. Now, for 3D work, this is where I spend a lot of time too. It's the most wonderful piece of software made in the history of mankind, in my opinion. It's Blender. This is my creative workplace nowadays. A lot of the time, it's a 3D editing. It's an animation tool. You can do so much with it. You can even do video editing, 2D, 3D, whatever you like. And it's for free. It's open source. It's just, you can check it out, blender.org. It's if you're a creative person, it's really nice. So this is basically at least a few of them. Okay, sometimes, rarely, but well, sometimes when I do video audio editing, like recording radio kind of stuff, I use Reaper, which, as far as I know, is being used by professional producers out there also, and it's there for Linux, and it's great. It just seems to do everything that software like Logic can do. So you've basically got everything there, and most of what I showed you now is for free. You can download it. This whole operative system is for free. You could just go and buy some empty computer, stuff all this into it, take a day of work or something, and then you have all your software that you need. And you are completely free and independent from any of those big sharks out there who try to, under the hood, whatever, sneak into your computer and grab information or control you or feed you with whatever they want or hook you up to their subscription systems or whatever schemes their PR people or marketing people are devising. And I think this is relevant in an age like this, especially if you are one of those who want to be free and independent and little. You don't have to go completely offline to be it. You just can be a little bit smart. So thank you for listening to this. And if you like this, then please drop a little comment here, a note, or click on the like buttons, just so I know that someone likes it and that it is worthwhile to produce some more programs in this series, to make it a series, because I have other things to do too. So I'm just doing it as a service to the humans out there who spend, as I said, some time in front of computer screens every day, sharing my own experiences. Thank you. Bye for now.